What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are setting up a new belt. So I made the decision to move away from the Blue Force Gear grid belt. I've been wearing this belt for about 2 years now. Solid belt. I haven't had any issues with it, no complaints. But I wanted to try out the Core Essentials. So right here, I got the B1B Battle Belt Multicam. This has a regular inner belt. They come with an inner belt or a padded belt. This one has a regular one. The padded one just adds just a tiny, tiny bit of cushion. So I'm going to set this belt up, show you guys how it works, how to get it set up for yourself, and we'll go from there. I'm going to throw all my stuff on it and check it out. I'll give you guys my initial thoughts on it, and then we'll run it for a little bit, and I'll come back and give a better review. So when you open the box, boom, Core, you got the nice logo there. This is how the belt comes. It has a buckle in there. This is the B1 style. So it has that kind of honeycombed look to it. It comes with a tape, some screws, a little Allen, and a belt keeper. And comes with your belt, of course, inner and outer. Comes with a little pamphlet in here. You can scan for instructions. So they do have their own YouTube channel with instructions on there. This talks about the gun belt. This is a 1.75-inch gun belt, so it'll fit all my stuff, my holster and everything very nicely. And a little bit of information. Comes with a sticker, pretty cool sticker there, Core Essentials. And then it comes with a display rack, so you can hang it up if you want to, with an Allen wrench on there, which you will need to install it. Excuse me. So first, let's get this plastic off the belt. All right, so here's your inner and outer belt. It does have the Velcro inner and outer, so you can run this belt with other inner belts. It's a standard hook and loop Velcro. Unlike the Blue Force Gear, this one has more of a tight-knit Velcro, so I found that it doesn't work great with my other inner belts. This one will work with my other inner belts. What they tell you to do, you pop this little roll of tape measure out here, cut your pant size mark. So you wrap this around. I wear my belt fairly high around my waist when I'm running and gunning. So boom, this says 29, so we'll cut that. So that gives us our initial measurement. Keep in mind, if you're gonna gain or lose some weight, I don't cut my belts super, super tight. So if I cut this belt to 29 and all of a sudden I gain 20 pounds, it might become a problem. So what I like to do, throw the belt on, throw it around yourself. The inner belt, honestly, I might not even cut. I know you can. I might trim a little bit off that later, but I kind of like having it long. It honestly feels comfortable. And then I leave myself some room for adjustment, and then I can wrap it around and get it tighter or looser. So I'm going to leave the inner belt alone. I don't think that's going to cause issues. I do have a bunch of other inner belts that I run and honestly might prefer. But this inner belt does have the adjustment, so it might work out that I end up cutting this. For now, I'm going to leave it alone. The outer belt. So I'm going to take it, wrap it around myself, just kind of fit check it. There's the buckle. About right there is where I think I would cut it. Let's check it against our tape. So yeah, that is actually just about right. So that's the tape, not including the buckle part, this little track that gives you your quarter-inch adjustments. Not including that, I'm about right. That tells me to cut it right there at that one. Wrap it around myself one more time just to double check. Yep, I think we're going to be good right in here. I'm going to cut it long, and then I'll come back and I will trim it probably again just to make sure that we're good. You do need pretty good scissors to cut this material. We're cut. All right, I think that is going to be long, but that's what I want. Okay, so I cut it at the next step up just to make sure. I didn't want to cut too much. All right. Yeah, we Gucci there. Yep. All right, so then you take your buckle, This one does already have some screws in it, so you need to get that little handy dandy Allen wrench that they supplied you with and take the screws off the back of that buckle. You can see them, there's 2 screws. Take back those out. You don't have to take them all the way out, just enough that the belt will slide in there, right? Put your buckle on, put it all the way in there. Then there's a little clamp here. You want to clamp that down and then screw those screws back down, and that secures your buckle. Make sure you don't cut that belt too short. I've seen guys do it, come back and say, oh, can you help me? Once you cut that thing, it's yours. You own it. So start long, even if it takes you a couple trial runs. Start long, you can always go shorter. This one still might be a little long for me. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the inner belt on my pants and give her a little test run. Keep in mind too, the inner belt is gonna add a little bit of extra girth to your waist, especially if you leave it long like me. So I'm like essentially wrapping it around myself twice. Yeah. I like how that fits. I do want to move this around the front. So having this adjustment part here on the front, right behind where your buckle is going to sit, is going to allow you to get it tighter. Yep, perfect. So I left mine a little long. I can always cut it down. You can't add back belt once you cut it. So I leave mine long. If I do gain some weight, or if I'm like sitting down, take a breather, I like to be able to loosen it up, take it off a little bit, but I like to be able to get it real snug. I still have 2 clips I can go. So I might end up trimming it down a little bit later. Once I get all my weight on it, we'll see how it feels. But for now, I'm going to leave it like that. Now, let's start throwing stuff on it. I'm going to start with my gloves. I wear them up front first. This is a Blue Force Gear glove hanger. I really like that piece of equipment. It works great. I run mechanics gloves all the time. Slide that around there. I run it right up front, dangling right next to my buckle. Then I'm running this is actually a Dara drop leg. I like the Dara because it has this offset. It kicks my firearm about 1 inch out. I do have it, I modified it to fit a Safariland QLS system. I really like the QLS system. I have it on all my holsters so I can swap guns. All my buddies are running the QLS, so say, hey, I want to shoot your gun real quick, try it out. We can just take the whole holster. It stays in the holster, stays safe. He can hand me a gun. I can hand it back to him. All of a sudden, we're running and gunning. All right, make sure we get it oriented correctly. All right, try that out one more time, see where my placement sits. Yeah, right above the hip. My glove's right up front there. Perfect. All right, now we can throw everything else on. I'm just going to fast forward through this. I'm not going to do any talking. All right, so next we're going to throw the dump pouch on, just the Blue Force Gear ultralight dump. I'm a big fan of this one. I also run the Blue Force Gear TKN Now, Trauma Kit Now. I'm a big fan of this. I do have the tourniquet hammock on it. I place this dead center on my back so that I can reach it from either side, left or right hand, because you never know which end's going to go down. When I'm talking about how far it offsets, I like my firearm way out there. I know it's kind of out there, but when I'm wearing my plate carrier, especially once I have side plates on and extra magazines on my side, I get pretty thick. So having that off of there, that Dara offset, having my firearm away from myself really, really works out. Being able to draw, being able to access your handgun well, still being able to have your kit on fully loaded down. So there it is, fully all set up. This is the Core Essentials Battle Belt. Like I said, 1.75 inch with the B1 buckle. I'm a big fan so far, just putting it on. It feels really comfortable. It's nice and rigid. I'm going to run it a little bit, give you guys an update. There's a couple reasons I'm excited about this belt. First off is the buckle, man. The Core Essentials buckle with that 1/4 inch adjustment all the way around. You can really snug it down. You can loosen it up. If you're wearing more clothes or less clothes, you don't have to go through a whole ordeal of adjusting your belt size, which I think is going to be a huge asset. It also is very rigid. I've been wearing their concealed carry version of the belt for over a year now, actually almost 2 years now. Hasn't broken down on me at all. It's a great belt. That's why I decided to make the switch, try this one out. It feels good. So here it is set up, handgun. I can reach my med kit, dump pouch. I got 4 pistol mags, and I have space for 1 more rifle mag, which I normally carry here on my belt. I got my toolkit. These are Blue Force Gear 10-speed Whisper pistol mag pouches. This is their Blue Force Gear ultralight dump pouch. I'm a huge fan of this. And the TKN now, of course, with the tourniquet hammock. This is the Safariland, so SIG P320X5 Legion with the Holosun on it. Big fan of this gun. Haven't shot myself in the leg with it yet, so we'll see when that happens. But keep the tourniquet on you and keep the med gear on you. But thanks for watching. I will update you guys, let you guys know how it runs after I get some time underneath it. And thanks for watching.